Good morning, Alana. Here's your machine, the Sunbeam EM7000 twin thermoblock. I'm just going to make this video to show you how to use the machine and also demonstrate that it works fine. So now it's turned on and up to temperature. Usually it takes about a minute, 1 to 2 minutes to turn on and reach temperature. You'll see the buttons light up. That's when it's ready. I'll be doing a double shot latte to demonstrate. So what I like to start with is, without any coffee in the handle, I like to run a blank shot. So pressing the 2-cup button without any coffee, just to warm the machine up some more, warm up the handle, warm up my cup, and also clean any coffee that's left in the grip head. So let's do that. I'll prepare my milk in the meantime. The machine is in good condition. It does have some wear and tear, especially around here, around the cups, the cup tray, but nothing too bad, honestly, and it works well. But the reason why it's so cheap is because it's missing a couple of the accessories. I don't have any extras on me at the moment, so the two things are, you'll need to get a milk jug and you'll need to get a tamper. So this is a 58mm tamper size that you want to get. These two are from different machines, so I'll just be using them for the demo. Yeah, it should be another $20 for those two, so $10 each. Either from myself or from someone else. Yeah, but otherwise everything's here. The handle, the rubber cleaning disc. Oops, sorry about that. The 2-cup and the 1-cup baskets, all included, and it comes with this nice little coffee grounds storage container. If you want to grind your coffee in small batches, it's really handy. Okay, so now that the cup is nice and warm, I'm going to put it on the side. Oh, you can also use the hot water tap right here to warm up your cups with hot water, or if you want Americanos, long blacks, or if you want to brew some tea, you can use the hot water tap anytime. It's nice and hot straight from the boiler. Cool. Yeah, when you grind your coffee, or you want to scoop your coffee into the handle, you want it to be dry first. That'll ensure the coffee sits properly and doesn't get too soggy, doesn't get too wet. So dry the portafilter, and I like to use a scale just to be more consistent, shot to shot, or especially when changing my beans, I like to use the scale. But I want to be dosing about 20 grams into this basket. So let's see. So I'm going to use the scale for coffee ground measurement and for espresso measurement as well. So I'll be dosing about 18 grams. Let's see. It's 15 grams, let's add a little bit more. So this is a dual boiler machine. You can obviously steam and brew. Which is really nice. It'll ensure your milk and your coffee finish at the same time. And that means your espresso wouldn't be sitting for too long and the milk same. The milk wouldn't lose its crema while you do your espresso, which is a disadvantage in single boiler machines. So that's 17.5, that should be fine. I'm going to tamp it firmly. Press it down, twist it at the end just to give it that polish. And take it off. This is what it looks like. Nice and flat, about a centimeter, half a centimeter from the edge is what you want to aim for. If it's too high or too low, it'll give you issues with your coffee. Let's put the tamper on the side. So yeah, that's 18 grams. These buttons are programmable. You can refer to the manual. There's an online version of a PDF version for that. But these buttons are programmable if you want to change how much coffee they give you, or if you want to go manually, you can use the manual button. On the front here, you've got the coffee gauge and the milk temperature gauge. The coffee pressure gauge is a rough indication of how your coffee is going. So if it's in the grey to orange zone, it should be good. If it's in the red zone, it's too high overpressure and you should probably reduce the coffee, either the coffee grind, the coffee fineness, so make it coarser, or reduce the actual amount you're putting in the handle. But more importantly, you want to judge your coffees based on the flow and the time. So you want to get, so see how we dosed 18 grams of coffee? We want to double that in terms of liquid, so 18 grams of ground coffee, we want to double that in terms of liquid coffee. So I want to aim for about 35 to 40 grams of espresso. I haven't calibrated the button, so I'm not sure what we'll be getting, but I'll press the single button and see how we go. You can reset it to factory settings, I think, by turning off the machine, and I'm not sure, it's quite a process, so it's all in the manual. Calibrate my scale here, 0. At this stage you want to add your sweetener, or syrups, or whatever, and brew. So yeah, you want to gauge your shot based on the flow, so how quickly it comes out of the spouts. I'll try to show you what that looks like. And based on the time, so you want to get that 40 grams in 20 to 30 seconds. If it's longer than that, then that's probably too fine for the grind size. If it's shorter than that, it's probably too coarse for that grind size. Factors that affect your speed are also the age of your beans. So if you're using old beans, the coffee will run quicker, unfortunately. And if you're not tamping hard enough, or you're not putting enough coffee in the handle, that'll also probably reduce your pressure and make the coffee come out really quickly. It's a bit of a scientific experimentation with coffee making, so it's like you'll need a few tries to get it right, to be honest. Here's the flow. It's nice. It's a little bit quick, but it's nice and brown. It's a good color, I would say. I'm going to stop it there. Whoops. Yeah, it stopped on its own. Let's see how much it gave us. It's probably in the 50 gram range. It's 43, so it's not too bad. You can press this single cup button for the double shot. Here's the coffee. I'm not sure, you probably can't see, but it's got good crema, and it was a little bit too quick, so I would have probably benefited from a finer grind size. But that's the coffee that came out. I didn't look at the gauge, but I'm pretty sure it was around here. More importantly than the gauge really is the speed of the flow, so how the coffee comes out, how it looks, and the time. So refer to this video and take a look at how long this took. It was probably around the 20-second range. Maybe a bit less because it was a bit quick. But this is perfectly drinkable, I would say. Now it's time for the steaming. So I'll grab my milk jug here, and the amount of milk I've put is just below the spout. whatever milk jug you get, it's probably the same rule of thumb. Just below the spout is where you want to fill your milk jug to. Use cold milk straight from the fridge. It'll be best for the texturing. So purge your wand before steaming. It'll get it nice and hot. Give it a few seconds, turn it off, and then start steaming. You want to use this technique where you want the wand to be close to the surface of the milk and try to spin it around like a vortex. So close to the surface means you're aerating and injecting air. That'll make your milk more palatable and more fluffy. If you do that for around 20 seconds, it'll give you a latte. If you do it for longer, it'll give you a cappuccino, which is more bubbly and more volumetric. So yeah, it'll also get some getting used to if you haven't used a coffee machine before. And you want to stop at the desired temperature. Thankfully, this machine has a pressure gauge, a temperature gauge. There we go. I'll be stopping it when it reaches about 60 degrees Celsius on the gauge. There we go. It's about 65. This is a nice feature about this machine is that it has a no burn steam wand, so it doesn't. The steam wand gets hot and it needs to be cleaned, sure, but it doesn't get too hot to burn the milk. So I like to just give it a quick wipe at the end. This is very important. Wipe it from all sides, all around and under as well, and give it a purge. So this purge will clean the insides and remove any milk residues. The machine will also remind you to fill the tank when it's below 1 liter, which is very smart. So it's probably time to fill it again. And yeah, here's my milk, nice and fluffy. I'm gonna knock it down to break any bubbles. Swirl it around. Keep it mixed up. Here's my latte. Not the best, I have to admit. I've stuffed up the milk. But yeah, let me show you. Here's a latte. Could be mistaken for a cappuccino, to be honest. The level of bubbles will depend on how deep you insert the wand and how long you hold it in there for. That's mainly how you control the texture of the milk. Yeah, like I said, it'll need some getting used to. But yeah, it's a nice little machine. If you have any questions or queries, please feel free to message me. Hopefully this video has been useful, giving you some tips and tricks, and things like how to clean the machine and how to make a coffee. So maybe, I forgot to mention, maybe also run a blank shot at the end to clean things up. So just to rinse the grip head and the grip handle, remove any coffee grounds, and that's it. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.